Welcome to Business Writing. My name is Bruce and I'll be going through this module with you. You will receive a learner guide, a workbook, and a portfolio of evidence from your facilitator. As we go through the different modules, you'll be asked to do some class activities, which you'll be able to complete in your workbook. At the end of the last module, you'll be asked to complete a portfolio of evidence, which you'll be able to submit to your facilitator for assessing. Let's have a look and see what is the unit standards that we're covering in business writing. These are the 2 unit standards that we're going to be covering. And if you move on to see what is our agenda for the next, these are the 5 modules that we're going to be covering. The first one will be using a range of reading and or viewing strategies to make meaning of text. Identify the main ideas in different text types. Also read and respond to texts for a variety of purposes. Identify and discuss how language, structures, and features may influence a reader. And then draft and edit your own writing. Module 1. Using a range of reading and or viewing strategies to make meaning of texts. These are the module outcomes. Firstly, to ensure that reading and or viewing strategies employed in searching for meaning in texts are flexible and appropriate to the particular text and nature of the search. Using questions that are appropriate to the context, the type of information required, and or attempts to clarify meaning. Record information from texts researched logically and coherently according to the purpose of the task or learning activity. Reading and or viewing of strategies. Reading is an essential part of communication, so when a writer and the communicator wants to communicate with the recipient, the reader, and they cannot in direct contact with each other, the writer will then communicate his message in writing. When you're reading something, it is important to remember that the writer wants to give a specific message. Now, the reading of strategies. Reading strategies are tools that assist a reader in unlocking the meaning behind the printed word. These strategies can be helpful before, during, and as well as after the actual reading event. The same basic strategies that can be used by beginning readers are also equally helpful to advanced readers. The building blocks for an effective reading. Predicting. Good readers begin by quickly glancing over the text and making some type of prediction about what they actually are going to read. Monitoring. Good readers are actively self-monitoring their understanding of the text. They problem solve on the spot, drawing from the pool of strategies that they have actually learned. Confirming. Good readers are almost always aware of the goal of the reading assignment and at certain points will stop to actually confirm if their early predictions were actually correct. Reflecting. Most successful readers will take time to revisit the text and then reflect on their own understanding of it. Elaborating. Successful readers should be given opportunities to analyze, integrate, and critically elaborate on their reflections. Skimming. Skimming is a reading technique that can help you to read quickly, decide if the text is interesting, and whether you should actually read it in more detail. Skimming is a speed reading technique. Use it to obtain the gist of the piece of the text, that is, to quickly identify what the main ideas are in the text. Scanning different types of text for information. A type of reading, viewing used to locate a particular piece of information without necessarily attending to the other parts of text. This is different from skimming. When you skim, you look for the main points of the reading material, but when you scan, you actually look for information that is actually important to you. Questioning. Questioning is a critical strategy that will help readers make meaning of texts by prompting critical thinking about what has been read. Question occurs as a natural part of the reading process, so as we pose, discuss, as well as answer questions. Questions can be generated by the reader at various stages of the process. Record information from texts logically but also coherently. Note-taking. This is a practice of recording information. There are many different techniques for highlighting or recording information, range from using highlighter pens to sophisticated diagrams, and the method used usually depends on individual preference, type of text, and practicalities such as resources available. recording information from texts logically but also coherently. Charting. Charting involves creating a graph with symbols or a table with rows and columns. Graphs and flowcharts are useful for documenting a process or event. Tables are useful for facts as well as values. Mind maps. By using mind maps, you show the structure of the subject and linkages between points as well as the raw facts contained in normal notes. Mind maps hold information in a format that your mind will find easy to remember but also quick to review. The cause and effect diagram is used to explore all the potential or real causes or inputs that would result in a single effect or output. Causes are arranged according to their level of importance or detail, resulting in a depiction of relationships as well as a hierarchy of events. A summary is basically a short account of the main ideas contained in a piece of writing. A summary uses the words of the passage, which includes all the main ideas that relate to the purpose of making the summary. It also contains only the ideas in the passage, not your own ideas. It leaves out any unnecessary details and examples. It is brief, but also accurate. Charts. Pie charts is a form of data presentation graph. Used properly, it can be an effective way of presenting a small number of pieces of data. Column and bar charts or graphs. Column charts and bar charts are applicable only for grouping of data. Venn diagrams. The Venn diagram graphic organizer allows one to compare and contrast only two aspects of a general topic. Information is arranged in two large intersection circles, each of which is labeled with the name of the concept. The characteristics which are unique to each concept are written in those parts of the circle that do not intersect others. Characters shared by both concepts are written in the intersecting part of the circles. Instructions and directions. Instructions are written to teach, but also to prevent mistakes. Instructions, also referred to as procedures, should be easy to use, easy to understand, reflect best practice, and be written according to the context of use. Directions have two ways to give directions. Firstly, the route perspective, characterized by landmarks, as well as the survey perspective, which is characterized by references to cardinal directions, such as north, south, west, and east. Which system you use will depend on where you actually are and who you are giving directions to. And most of the time, it is brief to use a combination. The most important thing is to be brief, but also to be clear. The structural features of your texts. The structural features of a text includes the layout of the text. The structural features allows the readers to focus on certain points while skimming others and the visual impact of the text. For example, the title and subtitle. Font size, font type, formatting, bold, italic, underline, color, etc. The layout, which might have an index, table of contents, a summary, a glossary. The visuals, which could include tables, charts, illustrations, etc., as well as headings and captions. The use of reference materials to clarify meanings of words, concepts, language, structures, and conventions. Reference materials are used to clarify meaning of words, concepts, language, structures, and conventions in various texts. The texts that you'll be using in the course of your studies and your work would include maybe use of a dictionary, a thesaurus, instruction manuals, textbooks, encyclopedia, and of course, the internet. Please complete class activity 1 in your workbook. Thank you.